Welcome to pattern making class. I'm Annette Julie, and today we're going to learn how to make an all-in-one collar and stand. In the last video, we made a separate collar and stand. And it would sew, this would insert inside of here. This would go inside of the neckline, and here we have a little 1/2-inch extension. But in this video, we're going to have something that looks more like this. So it's all in one. It's a cheaper, less expensive version with no seam going along the top edge. But we don't need this collar. But we do need our collar stand. Again, such a useful tool. So we're going to go ahead and grab a piece of paper because we're only going to copy off half of it because this is going to start as a draft. We have to do some manipulation. I want to be able to have enough room to be able to manipulate up there, and it looks like I do. Let's go ahead and draw a grain line for the center back. Then we're going to place the collar. The collar stand on the grain line, and we're going to trace it off. Right now I'm tracing the bottom edge that gets sewn into the neckline. Let's transfer the shoulder notch and the notch for the center front. And we're going to go ahead and lift that up. Now this already has the seam allowance already built in. It's already got a 1/4 inch in the neckline. It's got it here at the center front and the whole top curved edge. Right back here, that's our center back. This is the shoulder. This is the center front, and right here, this would sew into our neckline. Which means we need to style it up here. We're going to make like a line that's goes parallel, curves up, and comes and points right down in there. So you can go up as much as you would like to, but let's start with something that we can fit on this piece of paper. So if this is 1.5 inches, how about I go up 2 inches, and I need to be able to go up from the stitch line, which is there. Okay, here's the 2 inches, just to confirm what's going on. Okay, and then there's my seam allowance. Okay, now that's exactly like going up 2 inches, but I want you to understand, we built that already in there. It's there, the 1/4 inch seam allowance. So we can draw the parallel 2 inches, including the seam allowance, all the way to the shoulder, and a little bit more past. Then take that center front line and bring that up, and that's where we're gonna style the collar from. So bring that all the way straight up. Can bring that parallel 2 inches, and you can go out from here. I could just go out a 1/4 inch. I could go out a 1/2, and we can go ahead and connect this. There you go. We're going to keep that curve in there. This could have many other variations as well. This could come up more. We could add another 1/2 inch and extend that. Then we could come and blend that line. There's some all-in-one collar variations. You could go with a higher line and a more exaggerated point, or a medium line. But we want this to be higher than the stand itself. And this isn't done. This is just a draft. We have to do slashing and manipulate it and put it on another piece of paper to make it have a fold in the back. Okay, but this is the start of it. Now let's go ahead and let's draw where our slash lines are going to be. So we need one slash line halfway, usually between the shoulder and the center back. Let's put another one at the shoulder. Another 2 inches forward of that. Okay, so this is going to be a slash. And a slash. But we're not slashing at the neckline, we're going to slash at the top edge down. So we've got 3 good slash lines there, and now we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut out our pattern. And we are working on the all-in-one collar and stand. And this is our draft. And this includes seam allowance because it's easier. Less steps if you can just include it from the beginning. If you're copying something that already has it. This is the neckline edge I'm cutting. We're not going to slash that edge. Here's the curve here where we have the extension at the center front. And here's where our collar points out, which could be many variations. Could point out like that. Could be even larger than what I originally drew, right? This big point here. So what this looks like after we do some slashing, it looks like this. So it could come down that exaggerated because it would almost meet with the other side. Also, what this could do is this could make a curved line. It doesn't have to have a point. This could be an all-in-one collar with a curve. Let's go ahead and make it a point for now, but now you know you have options with that. And let's slash our lines from the style line down to the neckline. But I'm going to keep that attached for 1/4 of an inch. I have my seam allowance down there. Slashing. And I'm going to put little pieces of paper underneath. And I'm going to spread this. So grab a piece of paper. Place that underneath down there at the neckline. Grab yourself some tape. Tape that first piece down. Then come and place it 1/8 of an inch apart. And grab yourself another piece of tape. Another little piece of paper to put underneath the next slashed area. Let's go ahead and spread this 1/8 of an inch and tape it down again. Spread. And now we have one more area to tape. One more piece of paper. There we go. We're going to spread that 1/8 of an inch as well. And the higher the collar, the more spread you're going to need. But this is a good standard to start with for the design. Now we're going to take our curve ruler and we're going to blend. So let's go ahead and blend. I'm going to blend right here And there. Awesome. Cut that out. Now our draft is ready to go to the next step, which is to butterfly the pattern. So we have a piece of paper that we've drawn a grain line on, and we folded it. So now when we trace off this all-in-one collar with stand and we open it up, it's going to be a big butterflied piece. It's going to be matching and symmetrical and represent both sides of the pattern. Place that matching with the grain line. Let's go ahead and trace off the top edge. I'll be doing some truing up afterward. I can see a few bumps already. There's that curve for our extension at the center front. And then down here is our neckline. Looks like a little piece of paper I need to trim out of the way. You can be tracing this off with a pencil. I'm using a pen so we can actually see it. Okay, now I see a notch I have to transfer, my shoulder notch, and then I see my center front notch. Let's go ahead and pull that up. Let's go ahead and bring the notches in. Shoulder. Center front. And we know we have our seam allowance in here. So let's go ahead and cross that corner at the center front, showing us seam allowance. And we're going to go ahead and cut out our line, and I'm blending with my scissors as I go, as opposed to the ruler for the moment. Blending it nice and smooth. Looks good. Almost done with our all-in-one collar. Okay. Now we have a grain line, but we can't see it, so let's draw ourselves another one parallel to the center back grain line. And this is our all-in-one collar with the stand. So this is going to be a cut to self fabric. Because usually a collar like this is a budget collar, and they're not going to bother to make a top and an under. And they might not even bother to put interfacing, so they might bother to put one layer of interfacing. So cut one interfacing. But a budget collar like this, they wouldn't bother to put 2 layers of interfacing, or they might not put any. So this concludes our demo for all-in-one collar. Just doing a couple little notches, and those are the ones I would cut out. The others I just like to show for seam allowance. You can go ahead and give yourself a notch for the center back. And that is the end of the demo. I'm Annette Jouy. Look forward to seeing you in the next video. Au revoir.